Hey guys,
Would you like to go
welcome to the
moon-gazing?
channel. So
You can sit in my
this
rocking
is
chair and
version
admire the
5,
views. Oh,
and you can see like there is literally Varka, right? 1 second, why is my clear?
I could go to them.
Yeah. So you can literally see Varka, right? And Varka is here on the banner, by the way. So it's been like 3 days since he's he's in the game, and so is the Chronicle Wish banner, the Monster Chronicle Wish banner. And here is Flynn's as well along with the weapons. So before we uh, let us get to test these guys, cause trust me, I haven't tested them. Hmm. Let's test the Knight of Boreas, Walker. Okay, I haven't tested him once. You can literally see here right now. Okay, so this is a guy who deals dual weapons. Yep, dealing different types of elemental damage based on the party lineup. And if they two extra characters, it will in the party, okay, then it's gonna trigger Walker's Hexerai effect as well, right? And additionally, all effects that deal different types of elemental damage can be triggered regardless of the lineup. Okay, so this is gonna be his elemental skill. Okay, this guy enters the Strum and Drang. Okay, in this mode, Vark is normal and charge damage deal increased damage. Okay, and in this, dual wielded claymores will deal elemental damage based on the party lineup. Where if they are Pyro, Hydro, Electro, and Cryo, the claymore deals with his right hand deals the corresponding elemental damage based on the priority order of elements. So Pyro is going to be first, then comes Hydro, then comes Electro, and then comes Cryo. And the sword in his left hand is going to be animal damage. Now, okay, so in this elemental skill 2, right? This guy is gonna unleash an enhanced version of uh, enhanced elemental skill and charge attack, with the normal attack reducing the time required to recharge. You could say the elemental skill as well. That's pretty nice. Now, if you do hold, this guy is gonna charge and leap forward to a set distance. The longer this skill is held, the farther his jump is gonna be. And when he's gonna deal elemental damage, he's gonna deal a powerful double slash towards the enemy in the front, dealing 2 instances of animal damage. So if there is gonna be Pyro, Hydro, Electro, and Cryo characters, then the first slash is gonna be dealt in that corresponding elemental damage according to the aforementioned priority order. Okay? Oh boy.
On me.
This guy is literally Riosley 2.0, by the way. And Riosley can function pretty damn well with him. Okay.
Try to keep up. On me.
So you can literally see here that this guy is teamed up with Durin and Venti, along with Bennett. That's pretty nice.
That's gonna leave a scar. Thunder! A turning point in fate!
Going in! Time for takeoff.
Turning point. Boreas sweeping in. Huh? Ah!
Everybody stand back! Think you can get away? Brace yourself.
Ah! Charge! Decay. New life.
Teamwork is strength! Yahoo!
Let's continue this challenge. I just haven't checked his weapon, this mighty claymore sword. So it increases attack speed by 10% each time this guy deals normal attack damage. When each time the equipping character's normal attack hits the opponent. And when they cast elemental skill or when they begin the charge attack, and gain 1/2/2 stacks or 4 wins him respectively, it deals damage 7.5% for 4 seconds for a max of 4 stacks. Okay, this can be triggered in 10 to the power minus 2 seconds. Okay, and additionally, when this guy has the Hexerai secret right effect, each stack of 4 wins. Okay, this one, right? Each stack of 4 win him also increases the character's crit damage by 7.5%. So this guy is in the Hexerai effect, right? So each stack is gonna deal an additional 7.5% of the damage. So it's gonna deal like say double the damage. So if there's 4 stacks, this will deal 30% damage. This will, with the Hexerai effect, this will deal 60% crit damage, which is pretty nice. And this has a 33% crit rate, which is fantastic. And they're of course using the brand new set, a day card from the Rising Winds, with a decent crit rate and good crit damage. Energy recharge is 52% here, by the way. It's using 0 constellations and all are level 8. All majorly focusing on attack or damage percent. Attack, crit rate, crit damage. Now, this is, I guess you could say, like one of his talents, ascension talents. So when they are peck. Okay, so here, like you can see, like the peck elements. Yep. Every 1,000 points of Varka's attack will grant a 10% animal damage bonus and a corresponding elemental damage bonus among these elemental types. And like only one element can gain this damage bonus up to 25%. So I guess like you'll have to boost your Varka's damage to 2500 attack to gain this 25% attack damage bonus. And for example, if there are two animal characters or two of the characters of the same element, right? Double Animo, double Pyro, double Hydro, double Electro, double Cryo, whichever of them are, right? The normal attack and the charge attacks, the special attack, Azure Devour, and the special elemental skill, right? That Walker deals, uh, right? Will deal 140% of it, or will deal 40% additional damage. If there are at least two animal characters in two other this thing present in the group, it's gonna push this effect by an additional 120% to a total of 2.2 times the damage. So if they're either two animals or any of the two aforementioned elements right here, right, it's gonna basically push Varka's damage by 40%, right? Beat his elemental skill. But if they two animals and two of the aforementioned characters, be it Pyro, Hydro, Electro, Cryo, in the team, Walker's damage is gonna be increased by. It's gonna be 2.2x. Okay? When Varka is in the Strum and Drag mode, okay, the normal hits on the opponent. It's an opponent, this cooldown of this 4 Winds Ascension is reduced by 0.5 seconds. Every time it does it, it can be triggered up to 15 times. So I guess like by 7.5 seconds, I guess like you can recover this entire skill. And when it does Azure Devil, which is I guess is jump, right? It consumes no stamina and deals 2 instances of elemental damage. Okay. This is 4 Winds Ascension. This is Strum and Drang. In the Strum and Drang, he cannot perform the plunging attacks, but he's gonna deal and execute, you guess it right, normal and charge attacks. Right. This is his Hexerai effect. Right, so Varka's secret, right, is when this guy's elemental skill 4 ascensions, 4 wind ascensions, which is a skill, right? When this guy hits a normal attack in the Strum and Drung, the cooldown of your wind ascension is reduced by 1 second. That's not bad, right? And though the cooldown is 11 seconds, but I guess by the time you finish the 15 set of attacks, it kind of pretty much reduces. There's only like you could say a 3 or 4 second difference, by the way. And its elemental burst is also fine, decent. It has 60 energy cost, but if you do have other animal characters and if you do carry the dual Pyro, Hydro, Electro, Cryo units, then I guess this also reduces even further. And this is homebound when spin, so for every party member from Mondstadt, the whole version of this thing, the cooldown is reduced by 5%. This only doesn't trigger in domain Troun's domains or Spalabus. This is kind of nice. And this is, you guessed it right, Wind's Vanguard. When this guy triggers when nearby party members trigger the swirl reaction, Varka gains one stack of Azure Fang's Oath, increasing his normal charge in this attack. That's pretty nice. Okay, that's it. Dia's sword could be the next alternate, but yeah, I just don't know if he's gonna be a standard unit. I'll pretty much be sad if this guy becomes a standard unit. But yeah, if you don't have a signature weapon, Diaz is the best. And you can see all the 4 Mondstadt units. You see Durin, you see Bennett, you see Venti, and you see Varka. This is, I guess, the ideal best team for now. But yeah, with the newest character that will come maybe in the next patch, the version unit 6, right? Lohen, you could, I guess, technically replace Durin and Bennett with Eula and Lohen, I guess. And I guess like Lohen will give Varka a bit of, you guessed it right, a bit of defensive capabilities.
Time for takeoff. Brace yourself.
A turning point in Boreas sweeping in. Up the ante.
I'm going in. Think you can get away? Yahoo!
A turning point in space. Burn. Thunder. Thunder.
Everybody stand back!
Element for the end. Charge! Thunder! Thunder! Boreas sweeping in!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
The story has only just begun! What?
Time for takeoff. Let's go.
Charge! Thunder!
I'm going in!
Stay back! The story has only... Burn! Boreas sweeping in!
Think you can get away? Here we go! Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's light it up!
Turning point in...
Huh?
Burn! Charge! Thunder!
Everybody stand back!
The story has only just begun!
Time for takeoff.
Thunder! Element for the
Teamwork is dreamwork!
charge!
Oh, man. I'll be back after finishing Flint's, okay? Okay, so we are literally back on the main screen. Yep. So you gotta see how this guy, Varka, kind of functions. So if you're someone who has literally picked Durin, he's gonna synchronize well with Varka, by the way. And we do see certain anecdotes. Why not let's think of doing them, by the way, right?
the...
Why on earth am I here at this class? Right. I understand.
Writing it down won't do any good. Last time you said you had it...
What? Wait, let me take one more look.
You have taken multiple looks. Such efforts are futile.
But I haven't even said anything.
Your eyes indicate your intent clearly. For instance, you placed a partially finished crumb-kake in our workshops. I hypothesized that your plan was to secretly take it out during the However, I have already removed that crumb-kake. It can be reheated for consumption after class.
How on earth did you find out?
Mr. Flynn's has already executed.
What? Flynn's told me he hid his crumb-kake in the cabinet. How come he hid it in the...
Also, you were carrying a bag of crushed small fish, Mr. Eat Lua. I believe that was an attempt to lure stray cats along the roadside as you walked. You would put the bag under your feet, the kittens would gather around you. Afterwards, you would pick one up and exclaim, "Huh," upon which Aino's attention would be drawn. Unfortunately, Mr. Flint's has also tried this method.
Impossible. All small animals are afraid of Flint's.
While he did not lure the small animals here himself, he taught this. Subsequently, Aino utilized this method to play with the small animals for an entire afternoon. This time, however, I have already fed all the small animals.
What do you mean you fed all the animals around here?
Affirmative. In order to preserve the learning environment, I have already fed all the small animals. As such, please start writing down the circuit diagram.
Mr. Itlua, I apologize for intruding. Greetings to you all. Miss Aino, Miss Anef.
He's here!
It is with great regret that I find myself unable to attend your enlightening lectures. However, a matter of absolute urgency necessitates both my own departure.
The same non-negotiable reason has again been invoked.
Such is life, full of non-negotiable frustrations. Indeed, that is why we term them so. For they have a Now, young master. Mr. Flint's, none of those I'm very sorry to hear that. Just a pity that after what just happened, another one of my best ones is now off the table for the foreseeable future.
A beautiful little anecdote, by the way. There's also another little anecdote, but none other than by Angel Nicole.
Yes, just like that. This will be... I'm going to assassinate Varka. I need ideas for assassinating the Grand Master. I went over this with Alice a long while ago. She stands with me, and of all her suggestions, this one seemed the most promising. Bring a full cart of Mondstadt's newest... Perhaps the monumental, overwhelming grief will make him collapse. Or...
That doesn't sound like it'll work.
When writing a novel, the author, naturally, seeks to be as extravagant as possible. Especially when... Alas, this will be my final attempt at writing detective novels. Oh, I suppose they call them crime novels in Ina's. I also discussed it with Barbie, but our novel writing sessions always evolve into crime planning The Angel Killer Case. Try as they... Whoosh!
What kind of writing is that?
Of course there is. It was only through painstaking deduction that the detective finally discovered the names of the 4 great rulers. Learning all... My point exactly. I even thought of having a Seelie detective. And all Seelies love to guide people. Come to think of it, the Seelie detective and the angel... It's precisely because I overthink every little detail. I'll just work on the Angel Killer Case instead. But how...
Another little anecdote. It's just getting recorded. That's great. Now I don't want to record any other anecdotes for now. Let us start. You guessed it right. Before we start the Lupus Majoris chapter, right? I thought like we could actually like select Nilu once again. right? But unfortunately, that's not the case. So I redeemed Nilu first, then Wanderer, thinking I could again go and select back Nilu. But that's not the case. So as a result, I have to select one of the characters from the bunch. So I chose Tainari, because his Seedo is pretty nice, by the way. Like, it could give him better danger damage. And he's one of the standard banner characters I kinda still use, by the way. But not after getting Nefer and Kinich. So yeah, so let's see, by the way. I hope we could get these activated, but that's not the case anymore. But that's fine though. So we got this brand new monster. So I guess like you could use this to get materials for Varka, by the way. Then in the Wonderland, yes, if you do complete the story quest, so you will get the 60 gems. Not this one, okay, I will do it at some other time. Let us start. Yeah, let us start this. Let us start Varka's story quest right here and right now. So let's accept this.
Huh? Where'd this letter in our bag come from? Could it just blow in on the breeze?
Oh, so we have to go to Star Snatch Cliff. Oh man. Seriously. This is Barbados.
Oh, it's from the Tone Deaf Bard. Apparently, he wants to hear all about our adventures in Nod-Krai. Maybe we can get some tasty treats out of him in return.
Oh man, it's 12 kilometers from here. Star Snatch Cliff is actually really far, by the way. Whoa. Star Snatch Cliff is so far, man. Seriously. Man, we have to head 12 kilometers southeast just to meet 20. So we have to pass through 14 as well. No one's here, I bet. So let's head to the nearest point. I mean, this will be the smoothest point from here to there, by the way. Oh boy. After such a far, like after such a outright far expedition, Nod-Krai. I mean, this is kind of amazing. Why do we see Varka anecdote, by the way? Come on, let's just ignore this, by the way. Oh boy, that's beautiful. I'm literally just loving the reflection of the grass, how shiny it is, how good the shadows are. Man, trust me, I've never appreciated the grass. Oh man, I don't want to go to Dr. Livingstone now. I want to go straight over meet the Barbados. Ah, there he is.
Ah, welcome back, old friend. And how should I be addressing you these days? The honorary knight of Mondstadt? The Tumaini of Natlan? Or the great hero?
Well, you sure have your finger on the pulse. We've barely caught our breath since Nod-Krai, but
News travels fast on the wind. But before I can turn your tales into tunes, I need to... My wine and my lyre are at the ready. So please... Amazing! Incredible! The Rahier of Solnari and the Doctor? Truly a tale for the ages! So, I'm guessing the Wild Hunt is a thing of the past now that you've defeated the Rahier of Solnari?
Absolutely.
seems that way. We were kind of focused on dealing with the Doctor, though.
Well, that's good to hear. Hey, now that the Northern Abyss calamity is finally resolved, Varka must be getting ready for the triumphant return of his expedition, right?
Right.
I haven't seen him in the longest time. He must have so many stories to share.
Hooray! Paimon was wondering about that, too. He did call you Barbados. But weren't you still fast asleep back when he was in Mondstadt?
And that is Liyue, by the way. Cheney Vale.
Let's call it half asleep. I was resting my eyes in the Thousand Winds Temple one day when I heard a commotion outside. It was a young knight who had journeyed there in search of trials and oracles. In fact, all that awaited him were moss-covered walls and an angry ruin guard. But he seemed completely unfazed, laughing heartily as he sent the ruin guard's missiles flying off into the horizons.
They must have been making quite a racket if it was enough to wake up the toad.
Yeah, it sounded
Hey! Is that all you've got? Whoa, bring it on!
like that.
Ah, giving up already? Hey, you're not half as tough as Varka said.
A young knight of Favonius trekking out to the Thousand Winds Temple in search of adventure. Now there's...
A bard in green clothes. Does this mean... Oh, you... I was just wondering how I was gonna track you down.
Oh, so you were looking for the tone-deaf bard? Strange place to start your search.
Hold on. Blonde hair, white hair. You must be the honorary knight, and Paimon! The Grand Master talks about you all the time. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lowen, Vice Captain of the 5th Company of the Knights of Favonius, and a member of the Expeditionary Force. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
First time pleased to meet Lohan, by the way.
Oh, so you're part of the expedition, huh? Right. So that's why Paimon's never seen you around in Mondstadt. Hey, wait a second. We never saw you in Nod-Krai.
That's probably because when the Wild Hunt was still running rampant, I spent most of my time out on my own, making mincemeat out of monsters. I barely went back to base at all. Then, once the Wild Hunt calmed down, I got sent back to Mondstadt. Mixed blessing, if you ask me. Sounds like I missed out on some serious...
No wonder we never saw you while we were dealing with the doctor. So, why did Varka send you back?
Deliver some letters. There's one for the Knights of Favonius, one for the church, another for the Dawn Winery, at least 10 of them.
Jeez, how many people has he sent to deliver his mail now? hire a full-time mailman already.
Mika and fine lol.
In fact, he's earned himself a new nickname. Let's go with
So
Sir Writes a Lot.
so writes a lot.
I'll have you know that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts. So, tone deaf or not, I wear the title of Bard with pride. And I consider Sir Writes a Lot to be quite a compliment.
Wait, really? Darn it! Maybe Paimon should come up with some harder...
Anyway, since this young man has come all the way to the Thousand Winds Temple
Oh,
looking for me, I assume he must have a letter for me too. Am I right?
I was right. Lohen is a cry unit. So when this guy is definitely gonna come, so you could, I guess, technically pick Eula for now and wait for Lohen to come. Yeah? Pick Eula for now, wait for Lohen to come. He might technically work with Varka. Okay?
You sure are. To use the Grand Master's own words.
This one is for the bard in green clothes. These days, I think he goes by Venti. Doesn't really have an address as such. You could start by asking around in Mondstadt.
I figured that since there was this punching bag here, oh, sorry, Ruin Guard, I could get some practice in while I was at it. So,
That Varka is so slapdash sometimes. It's a good thing we happen to be nearby.
oh, he also said to remind you to write back.
Nothing in particular. Just some idle chatter between two drinking buddies. But if I'm supposed to write back this time, Varka gave you a whole bunch of letters to deliver, right? Maybe you can head into Mondstadt and deliver the rest of them first?
My thoughts exactly. Assuming I can find the way. Hopefully the roads haven't changed too much.
Well, why don't we have Mondstadt's honorary knight escort this homeward-bound wanderer to the city? I'm sure some of the recipients of Varka's letters will turn out to be old friends of yours, too.
Let's go! It's been a while!
Thank you so much, Honorary Knight.
The Abyss. The Wild Hunt. Andreas?
Andres?
Get home safe, Varka.
Wait. Alright. There have been some traces of Andres' friends in the Northern Islands. The wolves especially. Like when we were literally doing the treasure hunting, we did find some traces, right? So I guess like we might get to know well about Andres' story a lot better, by the way.
Why do my ears feel so hot all of a sudden?
Maybe someone's talking about you. You just don't know, man.
Surely there's no way anyone found the secret stash of cash in my office.
Grandmaster, bad time to get distracted.
Watch out! Enemies approaching!
Huh? Oh, it's just a few stragglers. This expedition is almost over. We just need to deal with these final... We will make our triumphant... Boreas sweeping in! On me. On me. Charge! On me.
Without the ray here of Sonari to direct them, it seems like all that's left is their...
If this is all that the Wild Hunt can muster now, surely the Lightkeepers of Nod-Krai will be able to deal with what's left.
Just like I thought. What we should be wary of...
Grandmaster, based on Lightkeeper intel and our own reconnaissance, one of the suspected targets should be just up ahead.
Good. You know the drill. Stay here and stand guard. Leave the rest to me.
Yes, Grandmaster!
We meet again, Andreas.
Oh, hello, Andreas.
So, you've returned from Mondstadt. Don't you want to see what it looks like now? I was planning to take a look around there myself. Perhaps you could be my guide.
What's this? An echo from 1,000 years ago?
Could be.
Everything seems normal so far. Here's hoping I'm just overthinking things. There are... It's your turn, my friend. Come, Andreas!
By the way, like, Andreas is from Snezhnaya, but on his way to Monster, he kinda got lost in Nod-Krai.
Although, for returning to your old home, perhaps Andreas is a little too ostentatious. Might be better to go by...
Boreas.
Boreas.
Huh?
Injustice. Corruption. Iniquity. Is the surface world still as wretched and foul as ever? Answer me, heir to the knighthood of Boreas.
Looks like I'm not getting out of this without a fight.
Oh boy, this is really beautiful. Andreas, like on his way to Monster, kinda got lost in Nod-Krai. But yeah, with the help of the southern winds, he was able to come to Mondstadt by crossing the storm terror and finally reached the forest. Lupus, okay.
That's where things stand with the expedition. The victors will be returning home soon. P.S. I hope everyone's keeping up with their daily training. P.P.S. I wrote individual letters for each and every one of you. Don't forget to write back.
Everyone gets one? Wow! Sure writes a lot is really living up to his...
I guess the Grand Master must have something specific to say. Even I got a letter, and I'm not a real knight yet.
Jean? Oh, yes. That...
By the way, anyone know where I can find the cavalry captain? I have a...
You mean Kaya? He said he was meeting a friend from... allegedly for work. Said he was exchanging intel. But I'd say there's a 50-50 chance...
Paimon bets there'll be lots of familiar faces there. How about we...
Really? Oh, that would be a great help.
Our thanks to you too, Lowen. The other knights will help distribute the remaining letters. You've had a long...
Great. But I won't be resting just yet. I have one last letter to deliver to Wolvendom. This one, I heard that another challenger recently passed Boreas' trial. Well, with any luck, that wolf might be willing to reveal himself to me, too.
Very well. But
Wolvendom,
please remember
right.
to show respect to the local wolves.
I will. Goodbye.
Grandmaster offered lots of advice in his letter regarding my recent assessments. So, honorary knight? Grandmaster offered lots of advice and so,
He wants to test me to see if my skills have regressed? I still haven't forgotten how he went easy on me last time. I'm assuming you must have seen him going all out before. When the time comes, you'd better keep an eye on him for me.
Ah, the Grand Master. The archives are filled with documents awaiting his review. I'm not letting him run off again. On another note, have you spoken to Jean? I hope she'll finally be able to relax a little.
Okay, we'll deliver these letters to the Adventurers Guild and the Cat's Tail.
The expedition is finally wrapping up.
The Grand Master wrote in his letter that the Boom Blossom Bombs we sent worked really well. The Grand Master wrote in his...
There's Aino, there is Klee on the other side. Damn.
Honorary Knight, you're still here?
Huh? But Varka's coming back. The situation in Nod-Krai.
True. From what you and Lowen have told me, the expedition has indeed accomplished. It seems that Mondstadt no longer faces any threat from the perils of the North, be they the Wild Hunt or the Doctor.
Oh, hey. Neither from Wild Hunt or the Doctor. But still, Nod-Krai is so far away, man.
And yet, for some reason, I can't help but recall something that...
If I don't make it back from this expedition, you'll have to assume the mantle of Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
Oh. Mantle of Grandmaster, Knights of Favonius.
If it comes to that, remember to train the next Knight of Boreas in my stead. I've planted some promising seeds in Mondstadt, but they still need time to grow. Some have yet to master the art of social interaction. Some don't yet understand that they too need protecting. And some, well, some might not even want to be a knight yet. What's wrong? Well, there's no need to frown. I'm going on an expedition, not marching to my death. This is all just a contingency plan in the event that I'm unable to return. Until I return, I leave them in...
The lineage of the Knights of Boreas has nearly been extinguished twice in Mondstadt's history. The first wandering knight to claim the title arrived in Mondstadt 1,000 years ago, along with his wolf companion. He was as free as the wind. He left no succession plan behind. Even his name was lost to history. The title of Boreas could have disappeared, but he had an informal disciple, a knight named Ravenwood, who admired the Knight of Boreas greatly. Ravenwood's valor and swordsmanship earned him the wolf spirit's recognition.
Ravenwood, huh?
When the old aristocracy tried to regain power, Ravenwood came once more to Mondstadt's defense. From then on, the title of Knight of Boreas was passed down from generation to generation within the Knights of Favonius.
Wolf spirit? You mean that big blue wolf in Wolfenden?
Correct. As you may already know, the Wolf of the North is the surviving spirit of an ancient god.
The Wolf of the North, or the Boreas of the North, the surviving spirit of an ancient god named Andreas.
And the Knight of Boreas serves as an intermediary between him and humanity.
Oh.
Lupus Boreas, who had never known what it meant to love, came to understand it through the journey with his human companion. In the end, he chose to allow his power to become one with the land. This was once a well-known tale in Mondstadt, but these days, few people are aware that the starting point of the Wolf King's journey was not Mondstadt, but Nod-Krai.
Actually, the starting point of this journey was no monster but Nod-Krai, and especially at the Favonius' dawn or whatever they call it, right? It could have said from the royal court of the Sealy.
You don't seem surprised. Did you sense something in Nod-Krai? Once again, the great Wolf King of the North came here from Nod-Krai. Although he doesn't like to speak of his past. In fact, he rarely shows himself to people at all nowadays. As such, this tale can only be found deep within the Knights of Favonius library. Even the Grand Master didn't disclose any concrete objectives before departing on his expedition. I couldn't help but wonder whether it might somehow be related to Nod-Krai's Wolf of the North. I kept my speculations to myself, however. Sharing them would only spread unwarranted suspicion toward the Four Winds among the people of Mondstadt. You experienced the turmoil caused by Duval and the East Wind's actions for yourself. Surely you—
No wonder Varka wasn't clear about his motives. Is that what he was worried?
Very possibly. He was probably also reserving judgment. Having heard about your experiences in Nod-Krai, I now suspect that the Grand Master hadn't yet ascertained the true identity of our enemy at that time. And as it turns out, the calamity born in the north wasn't an ancient god, but rather the Wild Hunt and the Doctor. I guess we were both jumping to conclusions. Yes, I completely agree. The tide can turn rapidly in times of battle. It's a leader's even if his contingency plan never needs to be put into action. I'm sure the Grand Master—
That turned into a pretty long conversation, huh? We should probably go deliver those letters to the angels, Sharonet.
When you're mixing drinks in hot weather, start by pouring in cold water and add ice cubes. Then drain out the water before adding the other ingredients.
Please. I've known that little trick for a good 10 years at least. You'll have to offer—
I know there's no one else in the tavern right now, but do you two really need to talk so loud?
Kaya! Rosaria!
Looks like it's about—
A little liveliness never killed anyone.
Please allow me to once again express my sincere condolences regarding your late father and the incident with Eric. I hope you will give some serious consideration to the question I asked you before I left, though I'm sure you're tired of hearing me ask by—
From the look on your face.
He nags like an old man. It's hardly—
Huh? Drop what?
Nothing, really. Before leaving on the expedition, he, asked me if I'd consider rejoining the Knights of Favonius, and I declined. He expressed his regret about everything that happened.
Yeah, right. Sounds like you skipped a lot of details.
Whatever details I chose to omit are in the past.
You say that now, but back then, you couldn't let it—
I wasn't seeing the full picture, but my answer remains unchanged. Both the Grandmaster and the acting Grandmaster are— I can't see the shadows that lurk beneath them due to the size of the organization they lead.
If I had a Mora for every time I've heard you repeat that argument. I just really don't—
When you join an organization, you're bound by its rules, no matter how—
You think so? Never mind the Knights.
Good question. Have you considered that maybe that's why I chose to join the church and not the Knight—
Are they arguing or not? It's kind of hard to— Oh! Kind of like the contingencies Jean was—
What should I report back to the Grand? Public order inside the city? Monster activity in the wild? Oh,
My reply won't be a long one. As
If you hadn't had to deliver that guy's mail, you wouldn't have been subjected to all this
It's no trouble. Lowen did most of the work. We just volunteered to do the last leg of the journey.
So you see what's really going on here?
Huh? Scheme?
No. While I'm sure Varka knows full well that Diluc would never agree to rejoin the Knights, there are people like Kaya and I. And then there are those who are true champions of justice to the core. Not only that, but it happened to a Knight of Boreas. That'll really hit home for Varka. And that's why— yeah. So no one's told you this before? The lineage of the Knights of Boreas had—
Oh! Wasn't Jean telling us about this? Wait. And then
I happened to hear about it from Varka once when he was drinking and started yammering on. The second cry— Although the Knights of Boreas are meant to be intermediaries between humans and wolves, in practice, very few of them have been truly— Of those who have, the best known are the first Knight of Boreas, Raven. But 500 years ago, there was one who earned the respect of Boreas even before gaining the title. He was a disciple of Rostam. They thought he would become the mightiest Knight of Boreas who ever lived. He was the perfect knight. Righteous, principled. His name was Roland, the Blood-Stained Knight.
A Bloodstained Knight.
Yikes!
Well, apparently his original title was— but he lost countless comrades during the Abyssal Calamity 500 years ago. Including the endless bloodshed stained his sword and armor a crimson as deep as black, transforming the White Knight into— After that, he threw himself completely into battling monsters, leaving Mondstadt and the Knights of Favonius behind. It's hard to say whether the loss of an important figure in his life is what drove him to the point of obsession. But had he known that the Knights of Favonius would always welcome him back. So if you want my opinion, the reason why Varka keeps asking Diluc to rejoin, despite knowing that he'll never say yes, is to let— After all these years, he's still—
Huh. Turns out Varka's a lot more thoughtful than it— Anyway, there's still something about this whole Boreas business that Paimon isn't really getting. Wasn't Andreas a god? If so, why did Jean say that Boreas and the Wandering Knight only arrived here just 1,000 years ago? Plus, Paimon's super curious about what happened. That's a great idea! Jean said he hasn't been showing himself.
Wait, what?
What's going on here? Was Wolfram the Wild Hunt? What are they doing here? Watch out!
Preparing for dust up.
A new moon rises. Surge. Flores, protect us for the everlasting.
The mystery unravels. No more lies.
Stop right there! Answer me this. The 2 letters I gave you, who are they for?
2 letters? Wasn't it?
Okay. Well, Paimon's coolest naive expression doesn't appear to be an act.
Hey! What are you trying to say? Wait. What? Paimon passed a test? Really? Ha! She didn't even realize she was taking one!
You may dispense with your suspicions. The Wolfpack has borne witness. They fought against the aberrations that encroached upon this land. And our—
Well, if the boss of Wolvendom has vouched for you, I guess I should apologize for doubting you just now. Sure was. Fortunately, my experience in Nod-Krai didn't go to waste. Turns out the Wild Hunt all feel the same when you stab them. They didn't. Something seems wrong with that old wolf, though.
There comes Andreas.
Lupus Boreas, not injured.
You are not to blame. With your Iron Claw, you successfully blocked their They followed my trail from the distant north across the ley lines. They sought to corrupt the territory I protect. But I shall not. We meet again, human Lupical.
So, are you saying that the Wild Hunt we just got attacked by came all the way from Nod-Krai to Mondstadt?
As you know, I stand before you as an incomplete being. I am but one remnant of the god Andreas' soul. The source of this turmoil. I can sense it. It lies in the north. It is the part of me that remains in Nod-Krai.
Huh? Now Paimon's even more confused. How can he be in two places at once?
For many gods, housing a part of their soul within an object is no difficult feat. But those who can perform such delicate partitions as this are rare, even among the gods. The Wolf King, Andreas, was particularly adept in this art. Otherwise, no remnants of his soul would have survived till the present day.
Absolutely.
Huh? The bard?
Tone-deaf bard?
Maybe the god of Animo guided me here. For it appears that someone is in need of a tale from the distant past. And our wolf friend doesn't seem too... Who better than a bard to do the honors? Lord Boreas, do I have... Lupus Boreas wandered the frozen tundra and stumbled into the Sealy Hall. Enchanted by their song, tender as the dawn starlight, and curious about the ways of humankind, the wolf bade farewell to his home and set off for the city to the south.
Yep. He set up for the city to the south.
As the high tower crumbled and the fierce winds fell silent, Lupus Boreas, who once had hunted with the storm winds himself, looked within and inquired, was the shelter he provided for humanity really any? The wolf entrusted those under his protection to a new god and quietly returned to the frozen north. There, in a palace long since abandoned by its former master, the 500 bitter winters passed, then 500 equally frigid springs. He slumbered undisturbed until a night stumbled in from the cold, just as Lupus Boreas had once done at the Sealy Hall. The knight asked the wolf to join him on a journey south, to see once more the land that had all but faded from his memory. The gentle wolf, unwilling to refuse the human's earnest plea, split his soul into two halves and left his home once more. Seeing how the ice and snow had given way to verdant plains, hearing the laughter and song that now filled the once somber city, the aging Lupus Boreas turned to his friend, the god of Animo. So, this is the world the human... Though the knight's journey was not yet over, the wolf chose to bid farewell to his companion here. He had written the end to his story. What knowledge he had been gifted flowed into the land. Everything he was... Well, that's how a bard would tell the tale. Lord Boreas...
There is no need for you to...
So that's what happened. You returned to Mondstadt with that knight 1,000 years ago, and...
You need not feel remorse on my... If anyone should feel regret, it is the part of me who remained in Nod-Krai. I fear that is surely why those vile aberrations were able to exploit his weakness.
But we followed Boreas' trail in Nod-Krai. We investigated and discovered no signs of instability.
Andreas should still be slumbering by the lakeside. Perhaps all the recent turmoil. And there's more. I detect another familiar scent from across the ley lines.
Oh, the White Knight who became the Bloodstained Knight? The mightiest knight of Boreas?
I remember him as just a man. His lifespan should be no longer than any other. It was the ancient kingdom of Khaenri'ah, as you call it. Beyond that, I know not if he lived or died.
If you want to get to the bottom of this, I'm afraid you'll have to make another trip to Nod-Krai yourselves.
Not an issue.
As luck would have it, another old friend of ours just so happens to be free right now. If you ask him nicely, he might give you a lift. That could save you.
No wonder I can suddenly sense the east wind's presence.
East wind in the sense Divalem.
If even Mondstadt has been affected by the fallout, Nod-Krai must be in real trouble by now. I hope for...
Varka, is...
I believe too many passengers would slow our dear friend down. I fear he only has room to carry one person. Along with...
Alright, wish it could be me, but I accept that we should send our strongest warrior to fight Nod-Krai's battles. I'll stay here and deal with any wild hunt that try harassing Mondstadt. It'll be...
I stay in Mondstadt too. With...
Razor, give me... Golden-haired traveler, give this token to the current knight of Boreas. It is a wolf spirit. It contains my power and thought.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and fangs.
But human hearts and flesh cannot bear the soul of a wolf directly. It would be akin to forcefully merging a human to prevent the entanglement of souls. The most I can do is temporarily house my power and thoughts. Although, truth be told, that knight does not lack for power. What he needs more is the thoughts within. The great wolf king of the north remains strong for now.
I will protect Lupakal. The north?
Just give me the word whenever you're ready.
I can read Varka's letter. I will...
A wolf's claws make poor instruments for writing human words.
I sure didn't expect my experience fighting the wild-hunted Nod-Krai to come in handy back here in Mondstadt. Almost makes me wonder if this was... Also, how come that bard knows so much, and what was he do... Well, whatever. I don't really care. As long as I get to do some fighting.
Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground running when you get to Nod-Krai. The root of this turmoil lies with the remnant soul that Andreas, Dominator of Wolves and God of the North Wind, left in Nod-Krai.
Oh, his soul is there, right? Like, out of the two souls, one is in Dome, which is at peace. But the one which is in trouble, the troublesome soul is in Nod-Krai.
He once left Nod-Krai and braved the blizzards to confront the God of Storms and claim the right to rule. Yet even as the tower fell, he chose to abandon his claim. Instead, he returned to the north and slumbered for 1,000 years, before finally journeying back, under the name of Boreas, with the first Knight of Boreas to witness the new. When the wolf spirit could no longer maintain his physical form, Boreas chose to pour his power into the ley lines. With that, he became the North Wind of Mondstadt, as he is still known to this day. Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground running. 500 years ago, Roland seemed destined to become the mightiest knight of Boreas. He believed firmly in his own ideals of chivalry, vowing to eliminate all injustice from the world. But the world had never been. Neither his mentor, the wolf pup Rostam, nor the Grand Master, known as the Lion of Light, could persuade him to temper his obsession. But what was the scent that reeks of blood that Lupus Boreas sensed? And what is its connection to Conria and the Abyss? Perhaps you will uncover the truth in Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. The soul of a wolf is as unyielding as ice, and Andreas is a master of molding and shaping it. But human hearts and flesh cannot contain the soul of a god. Attempting to place the wolf spirit in a human vessel would slowly devour. That's why Lupus Boreas developed the technique of imbuing weapons with his soul. It is his way of blessing his human Lupical. In fact, there is an ancient song that tells this tale. A weapon once of common iron, now through friendship turned divine. Twixt man and wolf, a bond was. As much as he might claim not to accept humans, his actions sing a different tune. Oh, any questions before you set off? All right, over to you, Dvalin.
Dvalin comes to take us to Nod-Krai. That's pretty nice.
The Knight of Boreas awaits below. We must part ways here. Barbatos and I have other plans. We will meet you again.
All right. Hey, wait. How are we getting down?
Okay, so we're landing here.
Hold the line! The enemy's on the brink of collapse!
Grand Master!
Haha! Reinforcements! It's about time!
And Paimon too!
We're just about hanging in there. Most of their grunts are taken care of now. Fight or flight? What will it be, mightiest knight of Boreas?
Oh man, this guy is full on red. He's been cursed. I don't know who is he cursed from, but yeah, they should all be blue, not red, by the way.
As expected, this hastily summoned Wild Hunt horde is nothing but a disorganized rabble. A mere shadow of the forces gathered by the Rahir of Solnari. But they have served their purpose. I now understand your tactics, and you, in turn, understand mine. Farewell, heir to the knighthood of Boreas. Whether you choose to resist me or not, I shall set right the injustices of this world. In the name of the blood-stained knight.
Oh, this is Roland, huh?
Guess they're retreating for now.
So that Wolf of the North lookalike, that was Andreas? But why would he be leading the Wild Hunt? And why was he talking? Ugh, forget that. We can save the details for later. He was the enemy boss, right?
There's no point chasing after him. We've crossed blades already, and it ended in a stalemate. Right now, there's nothing we could do about him. True. We're still not certain of his true identity, but whether he's a god corrupted by the Abyss, killing him might be just about possible. The difficult part is...
Huh? What do you mean?
No, Judging from our skirmishes so far, I don't think he's got any special abilities of that caliber. Nor does he have the ridiculous level. But compared to Rerir, our current foe clearly has a better understanding of how to exploit Nod-Krai to his advantage. Particularly when it comes to Andrias's remnant soul.
I know, right?
Exactly. Sounds like you realize what the... I managed to cut off a sample from our foe, which Albedo and Durin are analyzing as we speak. Meanwhile, our other allies should be making their way home from their own battles by now. Let's discuss this further when they're... We still have some big challenges ahead before this expedition can finally be declared...
The blessings of the heavens.
It's a meeting!
Hey, good to see you again. She went to see Lauma and Columbina at the Frost Moon Scions. Apparently, there haven't been any changes to that space they're right here.
That means the recent wild hunt attacks have nothing to do with Rerir, right?
Well, they're keeping a close watch on it just in case. With so many moon experts. Oh yeah, Lauma and Columbina asked me to pass. You know something? These Knights of Favonius are paying me a pretty nice Ad Astra. Thank you for...
And that's the alchemical transmutation process.
I still can't remember the formula
for small-scale work like this. Failure. Besides, losing materials is an unavoidable part of learning alchemy. Yes. After all, alchemy counts as... Durin happens to be interested in this too. Although...
I wrote down all the formulas out...
When it comes to learning, how fast you go isn't what matters. What matters... It looks like we've used up most of our materials.
What did I tell you? You are, without a doubt...
You're too kind, Mr. Varka. Truth is, though, I am but a dabbler when it comes to spirits.
Ah, traveler! What impeccable timing. Fancy a drink?
I believe something on the milder side. As it happens, Mr. Dimyon is away on business. Allow me to prepare your drink in his stead. What'll it be then? Nothing like a bit of indulgence after a busy day on the road. Sweet and creamy ought to hit just right.
Something sweet, huh? Hey, how about mixing in that juice we had last time? Now
in all our gatherings, Mr. Varka, I don't believe we have... You're referring to the bottle of Sakura sake imported from Inazuma, I presume.
Sakura sake? That's odd. I don't recall it having much of a taste at all.
Here you go. And Miss Paimon, allow me to present this...
Wow!
Mr. Varka, have a...
Oh, I get a serving too? This is... Oh, the taste of wolf?
Your longing for Mondstadt is quite evident, and I happen to have an eye.
Not bad at all. Shame, though. Can't find anyone else to keep me company on That said, I don't think...
If you're referring to the experience of being utterly absorbed in exquisite wine, allowing one's thoughts to wander freely and relish vanishes without a trace. But while...
Ha! That's only because the stuff we've got isn't strong enough. Like the fire water from Snej.
Of course.
I'll get us a barrel one of these days. Then?
I shall defer to your judgment, Mr. Varka. First, however, allow me to raise a toast to this most...
All right. Cheers!
Cheers!
Here's to a delight...
Hey, Honorary Knight. Looks... Oh, Beto and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. You want to wait for them here? That works too.
Huh? Flens! Paimon thought the Lightkeeper's rep would be Itlua or Nikita.
You're quite right. However, Itlua and Nikita are both busy organizing the Ratnikis, and since I'm well acquainted with everyone else here, I was the one they recommended to attend the meeting. Sometimes you...
Short distance propulsion module on cooldown. Switching to chat mode. Hello there. Varka placed a sizable order with the Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop. I know it's hard at work. Secondly, I am also here.
Hey, good to see. She went to see Lauma and Columbi.
That means the recent wild hunt attacks.
They're keeping a close watch on it. Oh yeah, Lauma and Columbi. Huh, you know something?
Hey, Honorary. Oh, Beto and Durin are just wrapping up. Great. While we're waiting, could you update me on the situation? And that's where things stand. The Wild Hunt is no longer under the Reiki. Intel from the Frost Moon Scions and the Curatorium of Secrets corroborates this. No disturbances have been detected in the space where Rere resides. What we are facing...
Summarizing current situation. To confirm, the present leader of the Wild Hunt is the creature resembling a wolf.
More precisely, it's the external will that has seized control of Andrias' spirit. Namely Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Oh, the Bloodstained Knight from Condres, controlling Andrias' soul, huh?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. I'm completely lost. Isn't Roland some how'd he suddenly get wrapped up with a god from 1,000 years?
Allow us to explain that part. Are you familiar with compensation mechanisms? When an organism sustains damage, relevant tissues will undergo changes to offset the loss of function. For example, when one kidney is damaged, the other will be strengthened to compensate. Or, when a main artery is blocked, the collateral vessels become more... Similarly, when the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss harnessed the memories that flow throughout the ley lines to fashion a new one, fit for the present circumstances. That new leader is a mirror image of Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Right. No matter how strong the compensation is, the Roland replica can't possibly imitate Rere's overwhelming power, nor his ability to disguise him. So, the Abyss made use of the connection between Roland and Boreas to compensate for this lack of power.
The replica corrupted and took control of Andrias as he slumbered by the bank of Amsvartnir, ultimately manifesting as the giant beast that you all witnessed. However, exactly why the Abyss chose Roland to mimic indeed how it was a—
I guess he must have gotten caught up with the Abyss or Nod-Krai somehow during his wanderings through Tevat. But we can keep those questions on the back burner.
Okay, Paimon gets all that, but what did you—
We can't kill him right now because a dead god may prove more dangerous than a living one.
Wait, what?
From intelligence gathered during the expedition, we have reason to believe that the power released when a god is felled can have catastrophic consequences for us mortals. Worse still, the wrath that remains after a god's passing becomes a source of endless turmoil. Once god remains contaminate the land, they will persist for thousands of years. This land has already been ravaged by the Wild Hunt. If we add god remains to the mix, it'd be like adding salt to an open wound, placing everyone who lives here in peril.
Query. While I can indeed find records of disasters caused by god remains in my database, there also appear to be cases of gods dying naturally with no ill in that land. The passing of the Pyro-Archon's flame is a common occurrence throughout history, and even the part of Andreas who remains in Mondstadt has experienced death once before.
Great question. Glad you asked. Honorary Knight, you said Lupus Boreas gave you a token to pass on to me? Please, present it now. Come forth, Boreas!
This form has come to the end of its time. I'm afraid I can accompany you no further on your journey. My soul will fall into silence, and my power will flow into the ley lines of this land. Do not grieve for me, for this is the end I have chosen. Instead, remember that one day, your wandering too must come to an end. A final wish before I slumber. Sing me a song. That melody you so often hum.
You saw it too. You must have keen powers of perception. Not that it surprises me. That was Boreas' final thoughts before merging with the ley lines. It's the reason Mondstadt remains unharmed by his god remains. In his final moments, he made a choice to give everything he was to the ley lines. All to protect Mondstadt from harm.
Sounds like Andreas spent thousands of years searching for his place in the world, too.
Yes. And now our task is to return the answer he found. Only then can he break free from the corruption and control of the Abyss, and make that decision once more.
I see. I would say that planting thoughts inside the mind of a god sounds a little far-fetched, but since it was his own wish to begin with—
Wait, we already have a perfect solution?
Ha ha ha. If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, this one thought alone is unlikely to be powerful enough to break through. We need to find a way to make the thought within this sword stronger and more resilient.
For now, Boreas needs all his remaining strength to fight against the abyssal corruption to Mondstadt's ley lines. He can't afford to send us any more of his power. However, since his form was unstable during his journey with the first Knight of Boreas, many wolf spirit fragments were left behind along. If we can collect those fragments, we can use them to strengthen the decision to—
So we need to retrace his steps and look for random fragments? But they could be anywhere between now—
You don't need to worry about that. There's a few fragments left to gather and most of them are already inside this sword. I've been collecting them during the whole
Huh? Wait.
I mean, it's an expedition, not a stroll in the park. Each step of the way we've been hard at work, not just the Wild Hunt and the Abyss, but ancient gods remaining in Nod-Krai.
Sounds like this plan was a long time in the making.
As a matter of fact, I did. I caught a glimpse of fate's reflection. But I can't take credit for it. It was all thanks to the help of... Still, all I foresaw was that an abyssal calamity was brewing in the north. Had I known more, we could have saved a... Instead, we've had to make best guesses, prepare for every possible scenario. If all that preparation went to waste, all the sure is. Just one crucial step remains. We need to gather the last few wolf spirit fragments scattered around Nod-Krai, and use them to make the thought. According to what Boreas told me before we left Mondstadt, his form was at its most unstable at the beginning of his journey. That means the fragments here should be the most powerful ones.
You'd be the most powerful ones.
But of course, we've been tied up fighting battles since the day we set foot in Nod-Krai. First with the Wild Hunt, then with the Doctor. So, it wasn't until recently that we were finally able to confirm the status of the Wolf Spirit fragments. We now know there are 3...
Okay, so 3 more mini
I managed to gather 1 fragment before Roland reappeared. I also have a confirmed location for the second, which I'll take care of in short. As for the 3rd fragment, we've identified a general search area to focus on, but we'll need all hands on deck to pinpoint the exact location. The final snag is that since our foe is a replica of Roland, he too will be aware of Andrias' history. He's sure to try and sabotage our plans by any means at his disposal. So
With our foe being from Mondstadt, it's our duty as Mondstadters to...
And since the Wild Hunt is involved,
The Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop will also...
So what do they need me here for? Wait, I think maybe I signed a contract at some point. Didn't it?
Ah, great. Knew I could count on you all. Lastly, our friend from the Curatorium of Secrets will provide intel and relay battlefield...
So, you'll be darting back and forth across the battlefield, dodging the Wild Hunt and the shadow of an ancient god. I'm impressed by...
Rating for Yehoda updated. Higher quality ingredients will be used to prepare your future meal.
Darn it! I should have known this payday wouldn't come that easy.
I'll deal with the second Wolf Spirit fragment, which we already know the location of. The moment you make any progress with Fragment 3, be sure to... Traveler, could you join me in retrieving Fragment 2? I have a feeling that your unique constitution might come in handy. All right, time is of the essence. Let's move out, people.
Remnant fragments of an ancient god. Then again, the enemy can harness the Wild Hunt to spy...
Speaking of contingency plans, I now recall that Varka also made a contingency plan. Perhaps I should ask Aino.
Yehoda, you dummy! You took the stupid job of your own free...
Let's go to Pillar of Ambla now. Wait, now let me just change the teams, cause... Hey, I've tried the Nod-Krai units now. Let's put a bit of a mixed team, say.
Commencing task.
Allow me to lend you some moonlight.
Even when darkness falls, the faithful shall not stray from the righteous path.
Let's investigate this further.
Didn't you say Fragment 2 was supposed to be right here? Where the heck is it?
Seems like we've run into a slight hindrance. Can I leave this to you, Honorary Knight? Traveler, Paimon, when this is all over, I'm gonna invite you around for a drink of...
Whoa, whoa! Stop thinking about Mondstadt's wine and keep your head in the game! You can't be daydreaming about alcohol before a battle?
Huh? Well, all right, just trying to lift our spirits a little. You want to see some photos I took of me and the Knights before the expedition, maybe?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Can't we please just focus on finding the wolf spirit fragment? Looking for?
I once got Boreas to explain to me how he stores his soul inside objects. All I need to do is transfer, just like back at the camp. But this time, you'd best step back.
So, you're saying you don't know how to love people, and you don't understand human love either. Sorry, I just think the fact you're ruminating on this is all the proof you need that you... I have a funny feeling that by the time this journey ends, you'll have...
No, you're wrong. There is no redemption at the end of this path. Even if I am stained black with blood, my conscience will remain as white as snow. If pledging allegiance to the Abyss is the only way to sever the injustice of fate, then I shall serve in its name.
Varka! Oh, sure enough, this place has been corrupted by Roland's will. Whew. I'm fine. I was prepared for this. We got here just in time. The fragment hasn't been fully corrupted yet. Assuming we can undo the damage, it should still be usable. Purifying the abyssal corruption would definitely be a safer Could you try reversing the corruption? Not pure...
So, keep the Roland part intact as well as the wolf spirit part?
Firstly, to test whether it's possible. And secondly, to view Roland's memories. As they say, know thyself, know thy enemy. Understanding our foe is our surest path to defeating him. Let me think. How was it explained to me? Ah, yes. Focus on a single thought within the 1,000 winds. Capture that unique wisp before it blows away. Actually, neither do I.
Sounds like something a certain tone-deaf bard would come up with.
I thought it might mean something to you. Never mind. Alex, Traveler, when you were in Natland, you went fishing for ancient names, correct? If I'm not mistaken, the Night Kingdom was like a river flowing with concepts, and you were trying to capture the concept belonging to a particular ancient name. I'm thinking...
Okay, but back then, we had a boat and a net.
This wolf spirit fragment is like a puddle compared to the Night Kingdom. No need for a boat.
Thoughts and emotions are like interwoven threads.
Varka.
They can create a net, or they can create a rope. They can separate love from hatred, and they can bind objects and events together. Thought is the anchor for a being's existence, through which emotions are drawn forth.
Also, we barely know anything about Roland.
Well, maybe you could try this.
What is it? It looks old.
It's an unsent letter, written by the wolf pup Rostam, Knight of Boreas, from 500 years ago. It was meant for his disciple, the White Knight Roland. After Rostam lost his life in the Abyssal Calamity, Roland left Mondstadt to wander to Vat. Grandmaster Arundelen had wanted to deliver this letter to him. But trying to track Roland down was like chasing a shadow. He never did find him. And so this letter has been sitting at the Knights of...
Quite the antique then. But...
Yeah.
Hey! What happened to Mr. Plans for...
What can I say? Some people like to wait till they've got all their ducks in a row before taking the first step. But I prefer to dive on in and plan as I go. I've been doing it that way for the whole... But anyway, don't they say that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts? Can't hurt to give it a try, surely. So the assimilation of souls really can be reversed, just like he said.
If what you say is the monsters I've slain, a great and ancient kingdom was wrongfully cursed, turning its inhabitants into the code of chivalry. If Abyss be thy name, I pledge to you.
And that is where the blood-stained knight's tale came to an end. With that, he bade his humanity farewell. I dare say you must find it quite ironic, Knights of Boreas.
Why does this look like you guessed it right? The god of death looking at us.
That eye. Dainsleif? No. Bore a striking resemblance, but that wasn't it. While we gazed into the past, he was gazing right back at us. Could it be?
Oh, what a Faulkner. Dainsleif's elder brother, right? While we gazed into the past, he gazed right back. He could be the visionary Faulkner.
So that's what happened. After leaving Mondstadt and wandering the land, Roland ventured underground and saw a revelation from the visionary. Once he had learned of Conria's fate, he saw the gods' judgment as the greatest injustice. So he surrendered himself to the Abyss, giving them his knowledge, his power, his everything.
Uh-oh. Does this mean we have to take on the visionary?
I'm inclined to agree. If our enemy could see the future, both the Wild Hunt and Roland would be acting with far more lethal precision. But even without the Visionary's input, Roland still has an intel advantage we can't afford to underestimate. Every minion of the Wild Hunt serves as Roland's eyes and ears. We need to think one step ahead if we want... And on that note, I have a plan I want to discuss with you. Well, the fewer people who know, the less likely it is to get leaked. Besides, it wasn't a... that about covers it. Sorry, no plan is free of risks. At least this one actually gives us a shot at fully eliminating the danger posed by this ancient god. If I fail, Anselm and Albedo can take the reins. Not to mention we still have Jean and Mondstadt.
Oh, there has to be another way!
If only there were. But I don't think our enemy will give us enough time to find one.
Hey! Are you guys done here yet?
Ah, Yehoda! Yes, we've successfully
Nope! It's a total disaster! More...
Come on, we're out of time. You'll just have to trust me on this one. What can I say? I'm not the Grand Master for nothing.
Oh, it says that okay, the forces of this wild hunt has come. Okay, fine. Next part's gonna be more contagious. So I guess like I'm gonna come back after some time, right? I'll see you guys in some time. Okay? Gotta get some more time for this part to go on smoothly. So I'll be back. Hey guys, so let's continue.
Fill me in. What's the situation?
We ran into resistance almost as soon as we set off. Albedo said we should split into 2 teams and continue searching while he and the others kept the wild...
Good call. Locating the wolf spirit fragment is our key objective. I would have...
Well, it seems the enemy figured as much too. Now, both search teams are in big trouble. Oh, before we ran into trouble, this is the search area we decided on.
Oh.
The 2 teams are holed up here and here. They should have a clear idea of the fragment's location by now.
But the wild hunt is stopping them from relaying messages back, right? Do we have any more troops available to provide backup?
We can't spare troops from any of the fronts right now. That just leaves us with...
The logistics company is standing by.
Hanefa!
Designated drop point reached. Initiating the logistics company was assisting Aino with the production of the strategic reserve. But after learning of the situation on the front line, they requested to be dispatched.
Amazing. Just in the nick of time.
Hey, seeing as you can fly and all, shouldn't you be the one out here delivering message?
I regret to say that without the workshop's catapult, and with my short-distance propulsion module on cooldown, I will only be able to return to the battlefield after another 5 minutes. The logistics company has very limited provisions, only enough for a single battle.
Both. Once one team has been rescued, the remaining forces will be free to support the other. We'll move out immediately. Yehoda, keep up the good work with the comms.
Correct.
Sure thing.
Okay, the logistics squad is carrying a large cache of explosives. Varka has commanded them to set ambushes using the terrain to strike enemy units that have strayed the group. Oh boy. Okay, so these are the abyss, guys. Durin and Albedo here, okay. Flynn's is not too far away from the camp. And Efa is here in the Pillar of Embla. Okay, how do I come out? Okay, I was like, why wasn't this working at all?
Ah! It's a wild hunt! Come on, let's go help!
Something's not right. The Wild Hunt's offensive doesn't seem to be getting any weaker as the battle goes. Don't get dragged into the enemy's rhythm. Logistics company, scout out the area. Look for terrain we can use to our—
Yes, sir. Reporting in, sir. We've identified viable sites for
Good. Wait for my signal.
Okay.
Logistics company, deploy.
Okay, so we basically become Varka, setting up explosives. Okay, I can't run from here.
Grandmaster! Honorary Knight! Thank goodness you're here.
Be careful. There's no end to these monsters. However many we kill, more keep coming.
Just as I thought. Well, they're about to get a shock to the system. We'll wipe them out faster than they can replenish their numbers. We just have to hold on until the logistics company is ready. Is that a signal to say they're ready? It's showtime! Fall back!
Yes, sir.
Ready? Fire! The enemy has sustained heavy casualties. Should be a while. Use this time to catch your breath and fill me in on it.
Yes, sir. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
That's not exactly very
We split the search area between us and the Retniki. Maybe they'll be able to narrow it down further?
Maybe.
Either way, I was about to go lend them a hand next anyway.
Absolutely. Good to go.
We've run right through our supplies. We'll stay here and deal with any wild hunt that tries to stage a Now that they've lost their numerical advantage, they're no match.
Okay, I know, and if she's over here, just so that, like, if any message has to go to the mainland Nod-Krai, it would go via Yahoda. These guys in the lab, and yeah, these guys are here. So let us go for the second battle. Right?
Ugh, looks like the same situation here.
Hey, you keep them busy while we work on getting rid of this god-awful—
Understood. Everyone got that?
Yes, sir!
Hey, they're running out of steam. Now's your chance.
Affirmative. Sorry to keep you waiting.
That's their source. It was hidden in the mist. If we destroy that, the Wild Hunt won't be able to summon any more reinforcements.
Knights of Favonius! Charge! The
you.
Brave knights, on behalf of the Lightkeep.
There's no need to be so formal. When it comes to the Abyss, we're all in...
Very well. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
Yes! Now it feels like we're finally closing in on our...
I'll say. We're sure to face fierce resistance from the Wild Hunt, though.
It would be our pleasure.
Much obliged. All right, the target is...
Okay, what is this? Oh, everyone. Okay, everyone's meeting here, by the way. But we need to come here in order to begin the final expedition of the final world spirit.
The hiding in the mist trick again. These guys must be... You all know the drill. The Knights of Favonius will engage the enemy while the Lightkeepers dispel the mist.
Yes, sir!
Huh?
Lightkeepers, prepare to dispel the mist.
Thunder!
Time to counterattack!
Boreas sweeping in! Up the ante! Up the ante!
Rally to the Grandmaster! Charge!
This Wild Hunt doesn't know... Traveler!
Mr. Varka?
Just like last time. Only a Knight of Boreas can...
Don't underestimate us, Grandmaster. We can hold our own.
Ha! That's the spirit. Stay on your... Either we all march back to Mondstadt together... The final fragment is right there. Don't let me down.
It seems you have collected them all. Knight of Boreas.
Yeah, and with no corrupted fragments or ambushes along the way. I have to
A true knight does not resort to underhanded tactics. Were this body not a false one created by the Wild Hunt, nor would I countenance those monsters to taint our duel with their presence. If you need a moment to rest, take it. Victory will be...
Save your breath. If you want to fight, let's fight!
As you wish.
Is everyone all right?
My granny fights better than these rookies. It's Egbert I'm worried about.
For a moment there, I thought...
Hey, stay put, you guys. Leave the rest to us.
Forget us. We can take care of our...
You're the only one still standing. Honorary Knight?
We can't lose our Varka! Please! You have to find...
You're holding back. This duel does no justice to the way of chivalry. I wield the power of a god. While you dare not swing your sword, your plan is doomed to fail. How can a helpless lamb hope to tame the heart of a wolf? Andreas's question, Boreas's answer. Though the false path may be wide and well. It's over. Your sword lies shattered. The wolf spirit and the thoughts you blindly placed your faith in have nowhere left to dwell. Join me and pledge your allegiance to the abyss, Knight of Boreas.
Oh, Varka is getting swallowed.
The only righteous path for those of true virtue is the...
For the next part, it's over to you, Outlander who can't...
Wait, what?
The sword is looks like I'm no longer in reality. There's no way back. And all that lies ahead is the wolf's maw. Huh.
Okay, so I guess we kinda got swallowed on, right?
Yeah. Huh? A Favonius sword? Who left this here?
Roland and who else, right?
Yeah.
Lonely warrior, take me to see him.
What a beautiful set of stats. 152 energy recharge, 200 crit damage and 66 crit rate. Okay. This is obviously when you have C3.
No matter the epoch, the world is awash with corruption and injustice. I have aided the oppressed and righted many wrongs. I have slain sinners and delinquents. I have slaughtered tyrants and demons. But however mighty one's blade, before the great injustice of fate, a mere mortal can but bow their head. There is only one way to save them.
What is it?
Who are you really trying to convince? On me!
Stormwind!
Huh? On me!
Stormwind! Stormwind! Boreas sweeping in!
Is this the fair shadow? It doesn't look like an imitation.
The title of Boreas must find an heir.
The scent that reeks of blood appears to be getting stronger. Looks like I can just jump right over these obstacles. On me.
Try to keep up!
Here. Huh.
No matter the epoch, the world is awash with corruption and injustice.
Okay.
Even the most fearless hero cannot fight what fate has ordained. And even the holiest god cannot escape the shackles that bind them. Lupus Boreas, if you still harbor love for humanity, then you must surely know. There has only ever been one way to save them from injustice.
Surrender to the abyss.
Malicious lies!
Stormwind!
Ooh.
Try to keep up! Boreas sweeping in! Stormwind!
On me.
Stormwind! Boreas sweeping in! Stormwind!
My old friend.
This is not where your path ends. You must continue on.
This wind feels less than welcoming. I'd better take shelter. On me. Huh? I can't hide from it!
You must deliver it.
Your path cannot end here. You draw near to the heart of the wolf.
Even if you had an army of 10,000 men, in the end, you must face this fight alone. Lonely warrior. Step forward.
Huh? Try to keep up! Yeah.
That's Andrews, huh?
Is this the heart of the wolf?
Roland?
Roland!
After countless bloody battles, trials, tribulations, and hardships, I, with my mortal flesh and blade, attained power to rival that of the gods. But you know better than I that a mortal's prime is fleeting. In 5 years, maybe 10, age will snatch your strength. The power you take such pride in will fade to naught, disappearing like dust in the wind. Your fame will be as fleeting as firewood beneath the starry sky, lit at dusk, dead by dawn, utterly insignificant.
Oh yeah? Be that as it may, the fires that burn down here blaze more brilliantly than the light of 1,000 stars.
They blaze for but a moment. 100 years from now, your earthly flame will be long snuffed out. And those you once illuminated will be left cowering in the cold and empty night.
Ha! No. They'll remember me in 100 years, just as I remember all of you from centuries ago. That's the thing about firewood. From the embers of a dying flame, a new fire arises, burning bigger and brighter than ever before.
knight's duty is to save others, not demand things from them. How can one call themselves a knight while placing their hopes in generations to come?
Well, as long as I put an end to you here and now, I won't need to rely on anyone else. Now, show yourself, Roland!
Put an end to me? Your body and mind are already at the limit of what they can bear. It is only a matter of time before they yield and crumble. But if this is your final request... I shall do as you wish.
Huh. You're not quite how I imagined you. You don't—
Not once have I strayed from the righteous path. But when I look at you, I do not see a hero capable of slaying dragons. Just a lost soul who has wandered far too long. A shadow of the night.
I guess we have that much in common. Neither of us are at our peak.
The Rayhir of Solmari's forces have been defeated. And the Roland you see is but an... I wield the power that Roland did at his peak. But my heart, therefore, I, in my current form, after redeeming you from injustice and guiding your surrender to the abyss, I shall rectify myself. And...
Huh. The world out there can bear no more of your torment. Your obsession, clearly, remains exactly as I had imagined.
No words can make a knight doubt his convictions, no matter how noble they may sound. Neither of us will otherwise. Why would you pin all your hope? But now the blade that once housed the wolf spirit has been shattered, and all you hold is a phantom that bears its form. You no longer have the means to change the situation, and no one will come to your rescue. This place shall be your graveyard, lonely warrior.
Huh. Maybe you're partly right. But I think I might just have a shot at a rescue.
What do you mean?
There's only one person's mind I need to change, and it isn't yours. Forgetting where we are? This is the heart of Andreas, god of the North Wind. Andreas! Can you hear me? Wake up! You are the great god of the North Wind! How long will you—
If this is your final gambit, I am most disappointed. Grand displays of heartfelt wishes cannot summon miracles. This... Return. Return to... This is my choice. Is this the answer that I found?
Andreas, at long last, I have delivered your token back into your heart.
This is all that a wolf can hope to do for human.
On behalf of all humanity, I thank you, Lord of
Boreas is returning to the ley lines. But why? Your sword is broken.
You know begging for miracles is a futile endeavor. I know better than that. But a sword is just one kind of vessel. There are other ways to store a soul.
Ooh.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and fangs.
Even if it is not my intention, the soul of Lupus Boreas will inevitably ravage, devour, and assimilate a mortal heart. As if human and wolf We're being forcefully merged into one being.
If a mortal heart is to bear the soul of a god, this is a path that cannot be retraced. Yet, I shall not dissuade a knight from embarking on the quest of his own
Your heart, your soul, they are collapsing.
You were wondering how a lamb could tame the heart of a wolf. Isn't that right? Here's my answer. You get the wolf to swallow the heart.
The wolf spirit within the sword was merely a decoy. The true thoughts and memories were carried to avoid arousing my suspicion. You deliberately allowed Lupus Boreas' soul to assimilate your own, then be devoured by me. But how did you have the...
Compared to Lupus Boreas' decision,
you have a stubborn will and employed an exceptional strategy. But this is not the way a true knight fights. The choice you have made, your soul is now merged with that of Andreas. When he fully... Neither Barbados nor the Traveler will be able to anchor. You have lost. And so have I. Regrettably, may your soul rest in peace with Boreas. Lonely war...
Haha! Sorry to disappoint you, but as much as it sounded like the perfect ending for both of us to return to the ley lines together, the fact is that, unlike the true Roland of the past, I still have fine wine and good friends to get back to. They're looking forward. I'm not ready to accept my fate just yet.
Ding dong! You've got me.
Until I return, I leave them in your care. The Knights of Favonius will always welcome you. Come on! To Mondstadt!
Dear Grandmaster.
To Varka.
To Varka.
Family.
No pig call.
Poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts. Make sure they all get delivered, Outlander who caught the wind.
Grandmaster.
Master.
Varka.
Varka.
Go Varka! Hey, Sarai!
For Varka.
The thoughts of others anchor you, reversing the assimilation. Using your connections, relying on outside help. This is not the way of a knight. The Abyss can sustain me no longer. But now, countless souls who died unjustly will emerge to prevent your return. If you believe in your path, then grant them release. Carve your way out through bloodshed. Varka, mightiest knight of Boreas.
This is how it ends. Throw the plan out of the window. Fight my way to victory. Well, that suits me just fine!
Oh boy.
Keep your promise and return victorious.
You are not alone. Right back at you, Varka.
Up the ante! Thunder! Burn! Thunder!
The north wind blows southward. May it guide you on your journey home.
Leave it all to me.
Try to keep up! On me! Try to keep up!
There's an ice-cold drink with your name on it. Ready when you are.
Don't go dying in a place like this, Varka.
Up the ante! Up the ante! I can't fall here! Thunder! On me! Boreas sweeping in! On me!
Fly home to us, Grandmaster!
Stormwind!
Spread your wings and soar toward a new dawn. Fate's chosen Varka.
A worthy adversary. Up the ante! I can't fall here. On me. Huh? One final battle.
Walk forward and do not look back.
Varka. Now, I know the meaning of my name.
After the lengths you've made everyone go for you, you'd better make sure to thank us all properly when you get back.
You know, I have a lot of things to update you on, but they can wait until you're back.
I have no intention of returning to the Knights of Favonius, but I trust you will find a way to manage on your own.
Grandmaster, we're all waiting for you.
Oh. I'm not doing too bad a job as Grandmaster, am I? I'll take that silence as your approval. Everything you swore to protect with your lives, it's all still here, safe and sound. The Knights of Favonius, Mondstadt, and the oath sworn by every knight. I'll protect them all with my life. And so, I'll deliver that letter on your behalf. I know it's just a shadow of the real Roland, but if you have the time, could you please read it for him? Rostam and Arundelen, they never forgot you. Phew. This has been one long expedition. From here on out, I think I'll let the wind lead. Hey, everyone. I'm thrilled to see you all again.
Welcome back, Grandmaster.
Yeah, I'm home.
Oh boy.
It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. Just how I remember. So, is there anything you'd like to talk about? Now's your chance before I get dragged off to the office. This sword was just a decoy. I carried his soul in my own heart. That was the plan I was most certain would work. The second half, though, using everyone's thoughts to guide me back out of the ley lines, I wasn't too sure that would work.
All jokes aside, What would you have done if the Traveler hadn't been able to separate the wolf spirit from Roland's influence?
Initially, I was planning to have Barbados carry out that step. But when I approached him about it, he said there was a much more suitable candidate. Turns out our trust was not misplaced. Then, I guess we'd have had to get Barbados to send a wind to blow me back home. But it would have come at a heavy price. And with no guarantee of success. Besides, it's a good question. A glass of the finest dandelion wine, perhaps? No doubt I'd have to pay for it with a secret stash of cash in my office.
You're dreaming if you think it would have come that cheap.
It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. Well, with the shadow of Roland vanquished, the Wild Hunt won't be able to consolidate their forces for the foreseeable. A few knights will remain on rotation at the Nod-Krai stronghold, but everyone else will be sent home in waves.
Okay. So there would be some guys in the Favonius hand, right? The place, right? In Nod-Krai. The knights will keep rotating. Some would go there, then those from there would come back to Mondstadt. This would go on.
Now, Beta and Duran will come back with the first wave, so you should have the chance to... It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. Just how I remember. My future. Huh. You may already have learned of this from Barbados or the Hexen Circle, but I glimpsed a reflection of the future in Barbarloth's scryglass. Correct. Although, as things stand now, I believe we may have changed the course of the future. Still, after I've tied up some loose ends with the Knights of Favonius, I'll need to make another trip back north. There's still a lot of work to be done at the Nod-Krai stronghold.
Oh, so you're gonna again go back to Nod-Krai and keep nice vigilance at the northern islands, I bet.
Besides, the first group of knights who volunteered to stay there have yet to be relieved of their duty. How could I simply abandon them?
Ah, how noble. But be honest, your main reason for going back to Nod-Krai is so you can dump all your work here on Gene again, isn't it? Wait, serious?
I'm only pulling your leg. You'll be seeing a lot more of me in Mondstadt from now on.
Great.
It's been a while since I felt this wind. All right then. I'm gonna stay here and enjoy the breeze for a little longer. For all the wine in the world, there's no feeling as intoxicating as the wind from your hometown.
The Lonely Warrior. Oh man. The Lupus Majoris chapter has come to an end. Okay, so this is literally like one of Varka's character essential materials. That's good. So I guess, yeah, we literally come to the end of the Lupus Majoris chapter. And guess what? This homeworld event has just started. So we'll be seeing you guys here. So if you guys did love such content, consider giving us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more GenshinImpact content. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys in the homeworld He Who Caught the Wind event. Okay? I guess like we would be able to win, like we would be able to get this phantasmal gift, the Star Omen. This you can literally disguise as a catalyst. Yeah. Say if you hate any of the designs of the catalyst, then you can replace it with this one. This will actually look good on Mona,
I
etc.
used to take long walks and
So I'll see you
sleep in
guys in the
hall
next
every
one.
day.
Okay?
So don't worry about me.
Hmm. let us before we leave, why not let's check this condition of Favonius keep, right? Ah, there we see Varka.
Turn left. Turn right. Oh, just some Knights of Favonius formation drills. These three overdid it last night, so I'm sobering them up and rooting out the worst offender while I'm at it, whose grand prize will be 20 laps. The expeditionary force is allowed to drink liquor, but ground rules stand for when and how much you...
I only had a... Me too!
Save the excuses. Prove it with your feet. Show me you can nail a picture-perfect parade ground pivot while you're plastered.
Guess...
Honorary Knight. Feel like helping me get them cleaned up? All you gotta do is keep yelling out drills while singling... Right then. You lot hear that? This here is the Honorary Knight. Attention!
Oh, I'm not doing so good.
If Captain heard that we're here too.
Uh-oh.
Not good.
I don't sing for anyone in particular. Still, if someone stops to listen, I hope it provides a moment of peace all the same.
Bad.
Wait, what?
At ease. Well, Honorary Knight.
The one on the right. Joking.
What? Plat?
You know what's worse than being drunk? Being drunk?
Uh-oh.
We're here too.
Yep, Nod-Krai looks beautiful from here, by the way. But there's also an island pretty much in the northwest from the northern island. And yeah, I mean, yeah, that is a place we need to typically explore. Okay, so I will take leave. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next event. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.